brother Blue Pill reporting live and direct. We are on the scene here in Atlanta at Wadada's Natural Juice Bar. I'm here with the entrepreneur of the hour. The spotlight is on our sister. Not only is she the proprietor of this particular venue, but she's a serial entrepreneur. She has another establishment or business called Axum Culture. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest hat that she wears as a CEO is as a mother.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a job within itself. We're gonna talk about
Serious.
that, right? But you know, I speak often about coming to Atlanta and always meeting new entrepreneurs when I come down here. You know what I'm saying? You initially, what did it take for you? How did you develop the tenacity to step out and say, I'm going to be a self-employed individual?
I don't know. You know, I kind of latched on to Garvey and the philosophy of Garvey, and that's really where it started. I mean, before that, it started with Dr. Africa and helping me to bring, to align myself with that consciousness. And so from there, then Garvey's spirit kind of jumped in me and was just like, all right, self-determination, that's what it's about. And of course, Rastafari as well, that brought me to Garvey. And so from there, it took a life of its own. You know, that determination just to do for self, to do for African people, it's just been there. And so that's how it started.
What do you think it is about Atlanta that's conducive to that particular spirit?
I always loved Atlanta. When I came here to visit, there was something about this spot right here that 8 years ago, I actually saw this space and it was empty. And I was like, I want this space right here. And then I wasn't able to get it, and then a salon popped up. And I still ended up moving to Atlanta. That's when I was visiting. And I moved to Atlanta, and I was able to get a location right down the street from here. And that's where the boutique, the cultural boutique that I have, I opened that. And then lo and behold, this space became available 8 years later. And
so often, you know, when it comes to ventures and people moving out on their dreams and aspirations, a lot of people are calculated, you know what I'm saying? And then other people tell you that timing is almost everything. Like something just opens up and you got to be ready to go, rather than being calculated and so concentrated that you're like, I'm looking through this and I'm looking through that and I have to find the right venue. Case in point, like you said, you initially saw this venue, something was happening at one point and then it opened up at another point and you moved on it. So for entrepreneurs, do you feel that it's more important to be open and impulsive or closed and calculated?
Well, honestly, it's a couple of things, that happened that I didn't mention. One is that this area is being gentrified. So, I mean, as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to adapt. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs or culture shops like mine kind of come and go. And I've seen the ones that have the longevity and what they've done. And so I've kind of tried to pattern, my business after those ones that are still here. And so I was kind of, when I started seeing other businesses in this area be displaced, then I was kind of forced to look for a second location just to make sure that I would, still exist.
Right.
And so at the same time, this location, became available. Is that answering your question? So you have to be able to, really we have to be proactive. And a part of that was reactive, was that I started seeing things happen and people being displaced, and I didn't want that to happen to myself. I don't own my building, so I started looking for another place. And like I said, this became available. But you have to be able to, as business owners, we have to position ourselves so that we don't get displaced. And so with this move, it was like, okay, this is a more secure location for me to have. And so, but you always got to be preparing for the next step, especially when you don't own. And that's what we got to move into. We have to move into ownership.
Right. Now, how does one go about juggling serial entrepreneurship and parenting and motherhood? You know what I'm saying? How does one do that?
You know what? It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't really have an answer for that because people always come to me and they say, "I don't how you do it," and to me, it's just like there's no other alternative. And so, you know, I had to give up certain things. I used to homeschool my children. When I decided to open this business, I had to give that up. You know, so and that was not a part that I enjoyed because I love homeschooling my children. But that was something I had to give up. And I don't know, I just do it. I don't know what the secret is to it, right. But I just feel like I have to.
So, we want to be clear that there's always going to be sacrifices, right, as an entrepreneur. Yeah. You feel me? People might talk about the 9-to-5ers and they call it going into the plantation. So of course we know that they're sacrificing something as well. Yeah. You know, so let's just be clear, you know, entrepreneurship entails a level of sacrifice. You work 24/7, unlike somebody that's working a 9-to-5, so it's not as glamorous and glorious as it may look, just because one is self-employed. Everything falls on the entrepreneur as well, you know.
Absolutely. And everybody's not really built to be an entrepreneur, and I know people always say that, but people are not built. I mean, you build teams and things like that. Some people, they just want to be a team player. They just want to be a part of that, but they don't want to lead that. And so, you know, so in that case, everybody has their place, you know? And so.
But for the aspiring entrepreneurs out there, let's leave them with a word of advice.
Well, I would say the biggest thing that I've learned probably this year is do not be afraid to establish yourself in a way that other people haven't. Like, I find a lot of people are afraid to get funding. I absolutely had to get funding to take this on. And so a lot of times we have this belief of we're going in debt, or we don't want to owe somebody, or we have to pay off our debt, but that's really not the game. That's how the game is played. It's just like you get funding, you grow your business faster, or you could take the slow route and, you know, bootstrap, and, you know, it might take you 15 years, or you could go ahead and get that funding and have it up in 1 year. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned, just for us not to be afraid to go out and access capital to build our business. Get your credit together, you know, take advantage of things like SCORE and all these other agencies and organizations that are out here to help businesses. Take full advantage of them because they're free, and they will help you to push your business forward and really, truly push the needle on your business. And I'm Sister Nalijah. We are standing here in Wadada Market and Juice Bar, soon to come. We're looking at December, the 1st of December. Right. And what we're trying to do here is really bring some ownership. And ownership takes different levels. We have to take ownership of our health, and our bodies, our temples, all of that. We want to take ownership of, encourage people to utilize the resources that we have and take ownership of those. We have black farms here. We want to connect with the black farmers, and we want to bring something healthy to the neighborhood, you know, like things that have never been done before. A lot of times we do the same businesses, and I don't want to say what those businesses are, but we got to step out and get into other industries. That's right. You know, so that's what we're trying to do here, and it's huge, taking control of distribution of our food, you know, on another level. So that's what we're trying to do here, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, own it.
Absolutely. Okay, and right down the street from here, on the other side, Axum Culture, which is a cultural boutique. And it's actually a cultural lifestyle boutique because we have a variety of products. We have cultural products, we have jewelry, we have health and wellness products. Of course, we have oils and incense, we have metaphysical products, we have books, DVDs, pretty much the whole nine. So we're right down the street here, 1065 Ralph David Abernathy. That's the address in the historic West End. And this one is 878 Ralph David Abernathy. Peace, thank you.